What's up guys, welcome back to Oak Abode. Today I'm gonna do a honest review of a company I've been wanting to review for a while. There are some things I really like about this company and some things I'm not too excited about. Ritual Vitamins. Ritual Vitamins is a multivitamin subscription, so a new bottle gets mailed to your house every 30 days. You guys have probably seen some of Ritual's ads. As usual, this review is not sponsored, so I've been using this product and paying for this product for 3 months, and I kind of wanted to give you guys some of my thoughts, some of the pros and some of the cons of Ritual Vitamins. Once this video is finished, if you guys want, you can check out the blog post I wrote of this Ritual Vitamins review. That link is in the description below. And as always, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we would love if you would join us, and of course follow us on Instagram as well. Okay, so getting right into these Ritual Vitamins themselves. So as usual, I'm just gonna be reading from that blog post. I'm gonna be going over 4 pros and 4 cons to Ritual Vitamins and why I am considering not continuing this subscription for the time being anyways. So as you guys will notice in the photos and in the product itself, I am taking the prenatal vitamin. I am not pregnant, nor am I trying to become pregnant right now, but we would like kids someday. So I'm just taking that prenatal because we're not sure when we would like kids. So figured I'd rather be nutritionally ready sooner rather than later. Okay, some of the good things about Ritual Vitamins. Number 1, they are really big on ethically sourcing their ingredients. So the cool thing about Ritual is they're very transparent about where they get their ingredients. This can be hard to find in a lot of supplement companies because, as with all other supplements, the FDA doesn't actually regulate this product. So transparency is really huge. They'll tell you where they get every ingredient and why it's better than maybe some of the other vitamin companies you might be looking at. Another huge pro to Ritual Vitamins is they are really big on being as natural, as clean, as pure of ingredients as possible. So in the blog post, I talk about this a little bit, where that sounds really, really good. And I think we're all on board with that. To be completely honest, I'm not totally sure what this means exactly. I did a lot of digging on their website and I couldn't really find big differences in how their clean ingredients are very different from other multivitamins ingredients, except for the prenatal. So one of the biggest things with prenatals is women take them for folate or folic acid to prevent spina bifida, I believe. That's one of the main reasons that a lot of women start taking a multivitamin when they become pregnant, even if they haven't been taking one before. The key is that the most natural form, folate, is more easily absorbed by a pretty large number of women than folic acid. And most multivitamin companies use folic acid, but Ritual is one of the good ones where they use the most natural form possible, which is folate. Now you can get folate just from eating leafy greens, eating your veggies, but if your diet isn't on point, a lot of women will just take a vitamin anyway, just to be safe. So that's one example where it's kind of clear where the natural pure forms that Ritual uses are better than other multivitamin companies that maybe use more synthetic ingredients. However, I'm not 100% sure how much of a difference it makes, to be totally transparent. Okay, number 4 is actually the reason that I bought the vitamin myself. I really liked that they pushed this as a company, which other multivitamin companies weren't doing. And that is that Ritual Vitamins doesn't practice nutrient stuffing, or I'm not sure what the technical term is, but basically they're not big on packing 500, 600, 700, sometimes over 1,000% your daily value of certain vitamins. I'm not sure why we always thought this was a good thing or okay, and maybe it is okay. A lot of doctors say that it is, especially water soluble vitamins. There's not necessarily a lot of danger in overdosing on those. However, I was really drawn to the fact that Ritual doesn't do that. They're really big on filling the nutritional gaps in your diet that maybe what you're eating isn't gonna fill already. Okay, number 4, and probably the biggest thing in this review, is that everything Ritual does is beautiful. And if you go on their website, you will see what I'm talking about. It is so beautifully designed. Just looking at the product itself is actually aesthetically pleasing because the vitamins themselves are literally beautiful. They look natural, they look different than any other vitamins you've probably taken before. Their designer, their marketing team deserves an award because they created a beautiful aesthetic experience in taking a multivitamin where there really was not one before. Multivitamin branding is not known for being especially modern, especially appealing. I was actually turned on to Ritual Vitamins by one of my favorite YouTubers where I live, and she was doing a sponsored ad for Ritual Vitamins, and as soon as I visited the website, I was pretty much blown away by how gorgeous everything was. And I did sign up for that subscription, which I don't often do. So that just goes to say how powerful their marketing is. They really have the whole experience feels like a luxury experience. Okay, so those are some of the 4 biggest unique pros to Ritual vitamins that I thought of. Now I wanted to go into some of the cons. So number 1, the price of Ritual vitamins is not for the faint of heart. So for the prenatal vitamin, you're gonna pay around $35–36 a month, and that averages out to a little over $1 a day. Depending on your financial situation, this might not be a lot, or it could be a large portion of your daily allowance for food. Right now, we are kind of in the midst of this pandemic. I actually just lost my job, don't have an income right now. Hopefully it's temporary, but it did get us thinking about what we're spending our money on. And when we're spending a little bit less on food, we're still eating natural and healthy, but adding another little over $1 a day for a multivitamin is kind of actually a lot for a lot of people. So a few months ago, it was totally worth it to me, but now that we're trying to be a little more budget conscious, I'm comparing to some pretty good quality other vitamin companies. I'm seeing how expensive that is for a multivitamin. Granted, you are getting a pretty multivitamin. It is a natural multivitamin, so there's a lot of good things, but number 1, right off the bat, it is a pretty expensive multivitamin. In that blog post, I compared to the next step down that I'm considering going to. So if you guys are curious, you can just click the link to see how those prices compare for a pretty similar product. All right, another con of Ritual vitamins is kind of on the fence here. One of the things that Ritual pushes is that it's very environmentally conscious, which is awesome. They use recyclable materials. That's what we want to see. However, I am gonna bring up the question that I'm not sure how environmentally conscious a company can be if they have to ship the product every 30 days. I go into this a little bit more below. However, I would love to see an actual breakdown of Ritual's carbon footprint versus other vitamin companies, because if you have to ship a product to individual homes every 30 days versus being able to buy it in bulk, it seems pretty obvious that there would be a bigger carbon footprint there, but this isn't my area of expertise. So Ritual, if you're watching this, I think a lot of us would love to see a breakdown of how you're reducing your carbon footprint with a product that has to be delivered more often than one that can be bought in bulk. This is something we're not trying to be overly critical about. We're just genuinely curious. One of the things we're really big on is growing our own food. So we raise our chickens for eggs. We grow as many veggies as possible in the backyard, because when you have to ship products over and over overnight to keep them fresh, a lot of times that means a lot more fossil fuels are used. So that's kind of why we're bringing this question up. Okay, probably the biggest con for me, and the reason that I'm considering not continuing this subscription despite the wonderful experience, Ritual Vitamins only ships the exact number of pills that you need in each bottle. There might be a way to change this. I couldn't find it on my profile or online, and I'm wondering if maybe the reason is because maybe the ingredients are so fresh that they have to be shipped every 30 days. They're not gonna last longer than that. However, this is a problem for me, especially when the country is literally shutting down right now. One of the first things I thought about when I was able to take some stock of the pantry items that we had is I thought, oh no, I only have enough vitamins to last me another couple weeks. If they stop mailing things, if the supply chain falls apart, there is no wiggle room there. They literally ship you exactly enough pills for 30 days. Both times the next package was shipped, I was literally taking my last 2 pills and then the next day getting the bottle. So the mail carriers will lose packages all the time. It's happened to all of us. So if you're taking a prenatal, it might not be that big of a deal if you're just taking irregular multivitamin, but I know they have to build up in your system. And if you're taking a prenatal, that's a pretty big deal if all of a sudden you don't have access to what you're taking. So there being no wiggle room there, having to have that next shipment arrive on the very day that you run out or the day after, that kind of made me rethink continuing, because I feel a little bit better if there's a little more wiggle room there. My last criticism is kind of a minor one, because Ritual really is a pretty darn good product, but rubs me a little bit the wrong way is that discounts are for new customers only. I know this is just kind of the world we live in now, where new customers get a discount code, you sign up and blah, blah, blah. Then you're just supposed to be looped in. But I would love to see some sort of loyalty program, because if you're buying multivitamins from a brick and mortar store, bottom line is they're gonna go on sale from time to time. I'm definitely a big bargain shopper. So if Ritual had some sort of loyalty program, even if it were like buy 20 bottles, get 1 free type thing, that's over 1.5 years of purchases. That would be a little more incentivizing for me, because because I definitely feel good when I can find a good deal on any other multivitamins I'm taking. I usually am just buying what's in season at the store as far as fruits and vegetables go, which means it's a little bit cheaper. So I haven't seen any sort of discounts for continuing customers, but it could be that I'm just missing them. And if you guys have seen discounts, definitely drop those in the comments below or let me know. So as many of you guys know, I'm a personal trainer. I actually sat down with a new client the other week. She's a pharmacist, and I was pretty excited about my Ritual vitamins. And the thing I loved about this pharmacist is her diet is so on point. She eats a lot of vegetables. She drinks a lot of water. She's doing everything right in terms of diet and exercise. And so I asked her, as a pharmacist, do you take a multivitamin? And she was pretty adamant that no, she doesn't. She's adamant about getting it from her diet alone. I know we all say that. We all know it's better to get it from our diets, but from time to time, our diets just aren't enough on point, and we do have to fill the gaps with a multivitamin. So hers did look like she pretty much maintains that consistent diet, but I told her about Ritual. I asked if I could send her the info and see what she thought, and she totally agreed. Basically, when I sent her the product, she responded saying that she didn't see anything in the multivitamin that looks harmful, but it didn't convince her that she needs a multivitamin. As a pharmacist, someone who's a little more familiar with that stuff. So granted, we can't all have diets as clean as hers, but I think that should always be the goal. And if you're already eating a really clean diet, it may or may not be of any benefit to you. So that begs the question, is the Ritual vitamin subscription worth it? For me, at the time being, because of all this crazy COVID-19 stuff, I actually put my subscription on hold and I got maybe a less exciting multivitamin to take for right now. Even though you're paying a little bit extra for Ritual vitamins, the conclusion that I came to is that you're paying more for an experience than an exceptionally superior product. And I know that might make some people mad. They're probably gonna really like the freshness and natural form of the ingredients, and those are all good things. But if you're looking for a pill that's gonna suddenly give you more energy, it's gonna give you mental clarity, it's gonna brighten everything up. I didn't feel any difference taking this multivitamin. Again, I have a pretty darn clean diet in the first place. So the biggest difference in energy and in clarity that I feel is when I have lapses in that clean diet. If I have bad days, if you will, that's when I feel the biggest difference in clarity and in stamina. But I really didn't notice any difference after I started taking the Ritual vitamins compared to before I started. So the really good thing about Ritual is that because it's such a beautiful product and because you're paying more for it, you're probably gonna actually take your vitamin. I wasn't very good about taking vitamins before, but since I was paying so much for this one, I was a little bit more excited to take it every day. So if you're looking for reasons to take it, I would say if you have it in your budget and you're looking for a little more of a luxury vitamin experience, go for it. It's not gonna do any harm. But for me right now, I think we're just gonna save a little extra money a month, take a little more regular vitamin, and that way I can have a little bit more stored up in case something does happen where the mail carrier can't bring it on the exact day that it's supposed to come. So I hope that was a little bit helpful for anybody considering Ritual. Nothing I regret doing, just probably something I won't continue doing. If you guys like this video, it would be a huge help if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can hang tight. We do a lot of home renovations around here, a lot of unbiased reviews of products as well. And if you guys want to give us a follow on Instagram, our Instagram handle is oak_abode. It's usually the best way to connect with me as well if you want to shoot me messages directly. So let me know below what you guys thought of your Ritual vitamins. If you have any vitamins you're really excited about, I'd love to hear about those as well. And you guys stay safe during these crazy times. The good news is that we're going to be pumping out way more videos than we usually do. So thanks for hanging with us.